But to speak on behalf of Oakland and Creative Mornings today, we have Zakiya Harris. Zakiya is an artist and educator working at the intersections of creative transformation and entrepreneurship. As you know, she's the co-founder of Impact Hub Oakland, which is right here down the street, and Grind for the Green. She's the Chief Education Officer of Hack the Hood, which is on International Boulevard, not too far from where I live. And in her spare time, when she's not working, she loves singing and cooking for her daughter, who's 10. So without further ado, please give a big hand and welcome to stage Zakiya Harris.
Creative Mornings, make some noise. I know it's early. One more time, make some noise, Creative Mornings. All right, it's the first one of the year. We're about to kick it off. I am so happy to be here. I can't believe that all of y'all got up this early in the morning to hear me speak. I'm really excited, and I can't think of another place that I would like to be right now but to be in the room with all of you. So I am, oh, that's cute. I am the answered prayers of my ancestors. I am a descendant of kings and queens and builders. I am also the descendant of sharecroppers and factory workers and domestic servants. My parents decided that they were going to live a new life, and so them, like many, many countless African Americans throughout America, decided that they were going to be part of the great Black migration out of the South. And so they migrated to the Bay Area just at the beginning of the 80s by way of Richmond, Virginia. Drove cross country in a two-seater car, making a commitment that they did not want me to grow up in a segregated South that was racist and live the life that they had grown up living. And so even though I was born in Richmond, Virginia, this is one of the first photos, my school photos, that I took when I had come here to Oakland. My family first off went to San Francisco, and then when my parents split up, my mother being a single mom raising me, got displaced and moved to East Oakland. And so East Oakland is really where I was raised and where I grew up. Both of my parents are first generation to go to college in their families. And education was instilled in me very, very early on. And so even though I lived in a neighborhood that was maybe considered by some to be the hood, it was very important to my mother that I went to a school that had some prosperity and that I was exposed to different things. So I actually spent most of my childhood just blocks away from where I'm standing right now. We spent our PEs going to use Lake Merritt Park. I learned how to play many sports in Lake Merritt. I spent my time after school in the Oakland Public Library. I learned how to swim at the Oakland Y, just blocks away from where we are now. And even though I lived in a community that maybe was under-resourced and had a lot of barriers, I went to school every day with people of a lot of affluence and wealth. One of my best friends growing up, her grandfather was actually the mayor of Oakland at the time. So I was immediately confronted with the fact that people can look like you but maybe don't share the same socioeconomic status. And I had to learn how to navigate different worlds, how to come from one world and fit in with another world, and how to leave that world and fit in with another world. And I was constantly doing that dance. Like many in this room, I did what I was told to do. I was going to try to reach the American dream, right, by checking off all of those to-do boxes that everybody told me to do. Go to college, get a job, be part of this nuclear family, buy a house, have a kid, and I did all that. And to many, I looked like, you know, the semblance of like an upwardly mobile, successful, pro-Black family. Everything was going well. The only thing that was going wrong was the fact that I was completely miserable. I was completely unhappy. I had all of these things, but none of them fed my soul. I was showing up as one person at work, and I was showing up at another person at home, and I was showing up as another person creatively with my artistic friends. Then there was this other spiritual side of me that wanted to come out, and I didn't really know how to integrate all those people. And they didn't really get along with each other. They all had like different missions and different priorities, and I was trying to reconcile all these different personalities and parts of my being. And when I would daydream, I would see this other person, and she was like bad. She kind of looks like me. She was like fearless. She was bold. She knew who she was. She stood in her power. She brought her gifts to the world. And I was like, I want to be her. I want to be that badass person. But when I would wake up out of my daydream, it was like the program of all the reasons I couldn't be that person would start kicking in. Anybody ever had that? Like, oh no, I could never be that person. And how would that fit with this? And I can't really do that. And that doesn't fit into my job or my life or my relationship. Like it just wasn't fitting in. So I just kind of put my hands up and I asked the universe to help me. And I said, you know, I want to be my authentic self. I want my light to shine. I need help. So a teacher appeared, and her name is the element of water. And we know that water makes up the majority of our planet. Water makes up the majority of all of us. We are comprised mostly of water. Water is feminine in nature. Water is a creative force. If you put water in a vessel, water takes the shape of that vessel. If I were to pour water on the floor, water takes the shape of the floor. Water is always taking the shape of any form that it's part of. It's not fighting. Water always seeks the path of least resistance. And when I was confronted with my own identity, my own sense of self, that's literally all I had to hold on to. Because words like homeowner didn't apply to me anymore. Words like married didn't apply. Words like having a job didn't apply, right? So who was I? Who was this essence of who I was when all of these other parts were being stripped? And I realized I'm water. That's who I am. That's my essence. And that's really where this mantra of shape-shifting was born within me. This notion of always being able to be my divine essence, knowing that life is coming at me, all these trials or tribulations are coming at me, but I just get to shift and be like water and flow through it. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to allow it to be the momentum for who I am. It's just like I can't stop because I'm still shape-shifting, right? I'm still moving. I still got bills to pay. I still have a child looking at me every day, wondering what we're going to do, where we're going to live. I still got to keep going. And so that is where this notion of shape-shifting, being in your divine essence, being in the flow, being able to take a note from the element of water. And what's really interesting about water is when you keep going down, there's water and there's deep water, right? Like that real deep water. And if you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into deep water, it's just dark and black. This is actually a slide of blackness. And I want to stay here because blackness is just powerful. The darkness is just powerful. And when we think of the darkness, we think of this notion of the unknown, right? That can't completely be described. Like we know some of what's there, but we don't really know everything that's like all deep, deep down. We have guesses, we try to figure it out, but there's this mysterious part of darkness that we just have to surrender to. And what's also interesting about the darkness is that every single one of us in this room was birthed in darkness. All life, we began in the womb of our mothers, which was dark. right? Every single plant that you put in the ground starts in darkness, starts in blackness, starts in this place of what can't all the way be seen. You don't have the opportunity, once you plant a seed and you cover it up with your soil, you can't watch it grow. You can watch it come into the light. But when it's underneath the surface of the earth, it's just there. And we know that just like there's cycles of nature and that we are all nature, we are all part of an ecosystem in action. We are life, right? That just like there's the macrocosm for life, there's the microcosm. And every single one of you in this room is part of that microcosm. So in our physical bodies, the darkness manifests in our root chakra. Right? Chakras are energy centers. They are from where all energy flows. So you can't get to the light without first going through the darkness. The only reason you know what light looks like is because you were first in darkness. And so the root chakra controls your sense of stability, your sense of security, your sense of identity, your sense of being grounded and rooted in something. And when you're not grounded and rooted in something, the biggest feeling that you feel is fear. And I think that this is such an interesting concept because we live in a society that is terrified of darkness, terrified of what they can't see, define, measure, hold, terrified of what's not tangible. Right? So we live in a society that has spent thousands and thousands of years creating more tangible things. Every single one of us in this room has too much stuff in our homes, too much stuff in our closets, too many tangible things on the planet. So many tangible things that now we're destroying the planet with all of our things. So many tangible things that now we're destroying the earth, we're destroying the water with all of our things, we're contaminating life with all of our things. We can't move to the heart place. We can't get the downloads because we're terrified. We're just stuck in this earthly, grounded, rooted, insecure, fearful place. Ask somebody to unplug. If they can't get the Wi-Fi password, if they aren't just focused on all the visual stimuli, people lose it. But that's where all the life comes. That's where all the magic happens. And we're in this dark time. It's a dark time, right? None of us would disagree with that. But the cycle of life, right? The sun rises every day and it goes back to darkness. You were born in the light and then you go back to the earth into the dark. After food is done and life is going back to its compostable state, it goes back to the dark. That is the natural cycle. The only thing that can happen after darkness is light. The only thing. But if we are so disconnected from the root, and all we see are the laws that they say they want to pass, the walls that they say they want to build, the leaders that they're putting into power, the wars that they say they're going to, if all we get focused on is what we can see, we've missed it. Because we have to understand that despite what you see, something else is happening underneath the surface. That there's something else being born, that there's something else that is going to emerge, but you don't get to watch it grow. So how do you navigate that? How do you navigate this reality of knowing something is bubbling? We can feel it. We can all feel it in our bodies, but none of us know what it's going to look like when we get through the other side. We don't know what the other side is going to look like. And one of my teachers said, we have to be able to hospice the old and midwife the new. So we have to allow this death to come and also know that this rebirth is inevitable. It's inevitable. Your success is inevitable. Your victory is inevitable. Don't get caught up in appearances, because the people that programmed you into appearances are the ones that fucked up the planet in the first place. With what they could touch, with all of their things, with what they could measure, they had it all figured out, and look at the state of the planet. Messed it all up. So clearly, we can't buy into that thinking and that mindset and think that's going to carry us in to the rebirth of anew. We have to hold and ground onto something differently. We have to be connected to what grounds us, to what roots us. We have to be in alignment with the cycles of nature, be in alignment with the natural ecosystem of life. So, what you have to do is, you got to be your own superhero. So superheroes have names, right? You got to have your name. Mine is the shapeshifter, by the way. I see some shapeshifters in the room, and there's some other superheroes in the room, right? You got to know who you are. You have to know what your gifts are. I am a shapeshifter. I bring my magic in every room that I go into, because we need super extraordinary humans to be able to solve these extraordinary challenges that we're currently facing. You can't say that you care about the planet, that you care about your community, if you're not being a superhero. You're failing us all. Every single one of you in this room holds one piece of a whole. And when you don't bring all your magic boldly, superheroes is bold. They got full-blown costumes, and they are not afraid to wear them. Boldly, unapologetically on the planet. If you're not doing that, then you're holding us all back. So you have to be a superhero. The other thing that superheroes do is they claim their mission. Now, here's the thing about the mission. I say, your mission chooses you. You don't choose your mission. Your mission haunts you. It's that nagging thing. It's like when I was sitting there and I was being nagged and I was seeing this badass person, it was like, you're supposed to be doing this, right? You're supposed to be doing this, but no, I'm doing that. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how successful you become. If you are not living your mission, you are not happy. You are not fulfilled. You are feeling a void, and it's never going to go away if you don't claim your mission. Some of us get paid to do our mission. Some of us don't. My mission is to be a force of transformation on the planet. That's my mission. I've claimed it. Because you can have a mission, that doesn't mean you claim your mission. There's a difference. When you claim your mission, you step all the way into it unapologetically and say, you know what? This is what I'm showing up to bring. Every room that I walk in, that's how I'm showing up. As a mother, as an entrepreneur, as an educator, I'm claiming my mission. I'm going to be a force of transformation, and I'm not shy about it. I'm not hiding it. It is what it is. So again, being your superhero self, understanding your magic, your strengths, those are your tools. Those are the tools that you were born with. But you take those tools to fulfill your mission. When you think of like Superman or some really great superhero that you love, like they came down to earth every day and they had a mission, and that was what they were doing. So what is your mission? Because many of you, if I ask you, what's the mission of your business? You could rattle it off. What's the mission of the company that you work with? You could rattle it off. But no, I'm asking you, what is your personal mission and purpose for being on the planet? Many of us can't answer that question. Figure it out and then claim it. And build your tribe. And the way I put these in this order is because if you are being your superhero self and you've claimed your mission, your tribe will actually find you. You don't really have to do no work for that. We're tribe in this room right now. You guys went online. You could have got a ticket. You could have not. You could have been many places today. But for whatever reason, we chose to magnetize and be in each other's company right here for a divine purpose and for a divine reason. And that's how your tribe goes. When you're staying in your power and you're being your most authentic self, Your tribe is just going to come to you. You're going to find each other. You've got your superhero powers, but they've got other powers that you don't have. And together, you guys are going to fulfill an even greater mission that we only can do together. Because one thing that is abundantly, abundantly clear about the days that we are living in, none of us are going to have success alone. Everything we do from this moment forward is about the tribe. And here's the other thing. The people who don't really get down with your tribe, they will fade away. You won't have to uninvite them. There'll be no room for them because you'll be too much in your power and too much as part of who you are. So your tribe are the people who see you as your superhero self, even if you haven't got there yet. When I was broke and unemployed and homeless, my tribes already saw my superhero. They hold you up. They see the absolute highest in who you are. They don't make you feel insecure. They nurture you. They fulfill you. They call you into your greatness, and they hold you accountable. They don't let you play small. They don't let you be mediocre. That is the purpose of a tribe. And if you're not flowing with your tribe, you ain't gonna make it. You will not survive. You don't have time and energy to just be with any old people doing any old things, because you're going to get, that's the result you're going to get. So build your tribe. So be a superhero, claim your mission, build your tribe. And I know that it looks hard right now, right? Because we're watching this death. We're watching this complete system fall apart. And I had my daughter naturally at home, and one of my sisters, when I was talking to her about giving birth, she was like, you know, a part of you will have to die for you to have new life come through. And she said a lot of women who have problems with birth or long births is because they just can't surrender to that. You got to give it up. We're still trying to hold on to what we can touch and what we can see. And you got to let all that go and trust that deep, 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 deep within the depths of your soul, something new is begging to emerge. So that's your homework. Are you guys ready for that? Yes. 2 people? It's okay. All right, so we're going to keep it moving. And I have a little song. Oh, not yet. All right, take 2, take 2. Take 2. Don't clap if you can't clap off beat, but it's all good. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check it. Yo. The veil is lifting. Stand true. No matter what they say or do. It's a lie, all a lie, scrutinized and disguised. I see it all up in their eyes. We are the ones we've been waiting for. May lose the battle, but we're winning the war. My people, get ready, we've been here before, but this time we're gonna win. We are the ones we've been waiting for. May lose the battle, but we're winning the war. My people, stay strong, we've been here before, and this time we're gonna win. But did you know after the darkness comes the light? Did you know after the darkness comes the light? You are the spark, time to ignite. Know after the darkness comes. And did you know after the darkness comes the light? Did you know after the darkness comes the light? Ain't a competition, this is my birthright. Hey. And let it be easy, let it feel good, and let it fall down. Let me adjust my crown. Let it be full. Oh, see. But you can count all your artillery and bring your guns. But you can't rectify my rumpa-pum-pum. Champion the goddess, I carry the sun. Bloodlines, lifelines, we won't be outdone. But did you know about the darkness comes the light? Did Did you know after the darkness comes the light? Did you know after the darkness comes the light? Did you know after the darkness comes? Did you know after the darkness comes? Did you know after the darkness comes? Did you know after the darkness comes your light? Ain't no competition, this is my birthright. You are the spark, time to ignite. Ain't no competition, this is our birthright. You are the spark, be the light, the light, the light, the light, the light, the light, the light. Thank you very much, Creative Mornings. My name is Zakiya Harris.
Please give it up to Zakiya Harris.